What happens when three unfinished words open a door no one believed still existed? Happy birthday, love. The ellipsis alone felt intentional. As if Lee Min-ho had started a sentence he knew the world would finish for him. As if he understood that some emotions are too vast to be contained by punctuation and too honest to be explained away. Right now, right before the next revelation, is your chance to stay connected. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another powerful story, another shocking twist, or another unforgettable journey. The message appeared without warning, without context, without defense. And that was precisely why it broke people. Because this was not marketing. This was not nostalgia bait. This was not a carefully engineered headline. It was a man speaking to a woman he once knew in a language only they fully understand, and doing so in full view of a world that has never stopped watching them. The internet slowed to a hush before it exploded. Fans did not scream at first.
They paused.
They reread. They stared at their screens, hearts tightening with a familiar ache. The kind that comes when you realize a love story never truly disappeared. It simply learned how to stay quiet. For Lee Min-ho, those words carried the weight of time. Years of growth. Years of restraint. Years of choosing silence over truth. And on this one day, her day, he chose honesty instead. Happy birthday, love. Not dear friend. Not colleague. Not even a name. Just love. Intimate. Unprotected. Unmistakable. And then came the stillness. Song Hye Kyo did not rush to respond. She did not acknowledge it publicly. She did not clarify. And yet, those closest to her noticed the change. A softer presence. A quieter smile. A look in her eyes that suggested memory had resurfaced without asking permission. Later, when she finally appeared, she did not speak of him.
She did not need to.
Her expression did the work. Calm on the surface, but unmistakably moved beneath it. As if a door long closed had been gently knocked on, not to reopen, but simply to remind her it was once real. Industry insiders described the moment as rare. Not dramatic in the usual sense, but emotionally seismic. In a world where celebrities are trained to erase the past, this felt like an acknowledgement that some connections do not dissolve. They transform. And just as the emotional tension reached its peak, just before the story revealed its next layer, there was a pause. A breath held in collective anticipation. Right now, right before the next revelation, is your chance to stay connected. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another powerful story, another shocking twist, or another unforgettable journey. Because moments like this do not stand alone. They are part of a larger narrative, one written not in press releases, but in glances, timing, and words that arrive exactly when they are meant to. As the day unfolded, fans revisited old interviews, old smiles, old moments they once dismissed as coincidence. Everything felt different now. Recontextualized.
Softer.
More human. This was not a declaration. It was not a promise. It was something far more dangerous and far more beautiful. It was remembrance. Lee Min-ho's message did not ask for anything in return. It did not demand interpretation. It simply existed, honest and exposed, trusting that the right person would understand. And Song Hye Kyo did. Because sometimes love does not need to return. Sometimes it only needs to be acknowledged, once, truthfully, to remind two people that what they shared mattered. And that is why everyone cried. Not because a romance was confirmed, not because a reunion was promised, but because in 3 quiet words, the world was reminded that some loves do not fade. They wait. And yet, the most powerful part of the story unfolded after the tears. Because once the initial shock settled, something deeper began to surface. A collective realization that this moment was never about gossip or reunion fantasies. It was about timing, about emotional courage, about 2 people who had learned, through years of public scrutiny, how costly honesty can be, and chose it anyway. As night fell, Song Hye Kyo finally broke her silence. Not with words, not with explanations, but with presence. She appeared in a quiet birthday gathering, understated, elegant, surrounded by close friends. No grand captions. No dramatic statements. Just a single photograph shared briefly, then gone. In it, her smile was gentle, reflective. Not celebratory in the usual sense, but grounded. As if she were holding something meaningful close to her heart, something unseen but deeply felt. Those who know her understood immediately. This was acknowledgement, not denial, not deflection. Acknowledgement. In the world of cinema, this would be the moment where the music softens and the camera lingers just a second longer. Where the audience understands that what matters most is not what is said next, but what is left unsaid. Industry voices began to speak quietly. Not to confirm anything, but to contextualize it. They described Lee Min-ho as someone who does not act impulsively with words. Someone who measures impact before expression. Which made his message all the more significant, because it suggested intention, not recklessness. And Song Hye Kyo, known for her emotional intelligence and restraint, responded in the only way that felt true to who she is. By letting the moment exist without turning it into spectacle. Fans noticed something else too. After that day, both of them seemed lighter, more at ease. Interviews that followed carried a different tone. Lee Min-ho spoke about peace, about gratitude, about accepting the past without trying to rewrite it. Song Hye Kyo spoke about growth, about learning to honor memories without living inside them. Two separate conversations. One shared understanding. This is what made the moment unforgettable. Not the words alone, but the maturity behind them. In an industry addicted to drama, they offered something rare. Emotional closure without erasure. Respect without possession. Love without demand. And perhaps that is why it hurts so beautifully. Because everyone watching recognized it. That one person who shaped you. That one connection that never turned bitter, only quiet. The one you do not chase, but never forget. Happy Birthday Love was not a door reopening. It was a light being left on. A signal that even after distance, even after change, kindness and care can still exist without conditions. As the world moved on to the next headline, this moment stayed behind, living quietly in the hearts of those who felt it. A reminder that some stories do not need sequels to be complete. They only need truth. And in that truth, Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo gave the world something profoundly human. A moment of grace. A moment of memory. A moment that proved that even in silence, love can still speak.